Did you hear that? That was Van Jones, and we're going to talk more about it. But I got to tell you, this is pretty incredible. Glenn Beck, I heard him talk about that some time ago, and boy, everybody thought he was crazy, and I guess, I probably thought, well, that seems a little dramatic, and fact of the matter is that clip is from a live video that that's posted on our YouTube site. Not our YouTube site, I'm sorry. It's posted on our website, conservativefreedomusa.com. It's disturbing, and you need to get in on this conversation. You need to figure out what's happening in this country. The media, and there's a reason that Fox beats all the other stations combined 2-1. And the reason for that is because they do unbiased reporting. They will tell the truth. The media, not so much. When we go over these 10 myths tomorrow, we're going to quote some of the media. Set up the story the way it was, what happened, and then quote what the news people had to say about it. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Sometimes the media gets schooled, and maybe I can pull this up, and I think this is Andrea Mitchell. Let me play it. Okay, maybe that's volume's a little too loud. I'll get somebody to listen, and let's try it again on this volume.
I don't quite understand the philosophy that you should raise taxes in the middle of a recession and expect that this recession or the slowdown is going to improve when you do that. It's going to have the exact opposite effect. So if you're interested in getting Americans back to work, if you're interested in being concerned about the prosperity of this country, I think you got to acknowledge that a tax increase at this time would be a huge one.
Justify going along with a larger tax cut. For those who behind it, and it's been argued that it's not stimulative. For the upper income people, it really doesn't add to the stimulus that you get from the lower income people.
Well, my view is it's their money. I mean, I don't happen to think that when you have a tax increase that you're basically reducing the deficit by cutting spending. My view is that the way you reduce the deficit is by cutting spending. The problem we have as a government today isn't that we're an under-taxed people, it's that we're an overspending government. The government's gone from 20% of GDP in spending to 24% of GDP in spending. It's headed towards 28% of GDP in spending. Tax revenues, on the other hand, are headed back up. They're expected to exceed the historical norm, which is about 18.2% next year, and probably hit around 19 or 20% within the next 3 years. So I don't think we're undertaxed, and I don't think I think there's an attitude in Washington that all money is our money here in Washington. That's not my view, and I don't think it's a Republican view. Basically, we don't believe that if you go out and earn a living, that money that you earn is our money. we believe it's your money, and we believe that we should be responsible in managing it by having our spending be responsible.
But I mean, the issue is, what is the rate of the tax going to be? And you've had Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and other high earners, to say the least, saying that at a time of deficit crisis, that they don't need these tax breaks. But that said, you also argued about
money into us, we'll take it. If Bill Gates want to spend this money, we'll take it.
Wow! Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It's almost worth playing again. Andrea Mitchell has been around forever. Her husband is Alan Greenspan, I think that's the same one. And she just got schooled. Now, I want to stand up and clap, and probably should have put this at a volume level where I could talk over it while it was talking or whatever, but, you know, she just got schooled. You have not seen the media, and she almost had a duck. You have not heard the media say one time on ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, or any of those guys who have very little listenership anymore. You've not heard a one of them say, we're overspending. We shouldn't be taxing more. We should be spending less. Listen, folks, here's the deal. We're going to talk more about this media thing because I've got a great Basel and Hannity clip. But, you know, something needs to be said, and it needs to be said clearly and succinctly. And that is, this thing that they're doing, they're talking about the revenue that the government is losing. Okay, let's talk about losing. Losing is something that I go into the store and I buy a $20 ink pen. And I go out and I start using that ink pen, and I'm at somebody's house and I'm taking some notes on some life insurance. And I get up and leave, and 2 days later, I can't find my ink pen. Well, I just told you where it was at, but by then I didn't remember that's where I had it. If I sat down and thought about it, maybe I'd realize, wow, I left that ink pen somewhere. But at that point, where is my ink pen? It's lost. I had an ink pen, now I don't have an ink pen. This government and Barack Obama and Gibbs and Pelosi and Reid and the idiots inside the Beltway want you to think that the federal government is going to lose $8 billion if they don't get this tax law rescinded.